Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, good evening, greetings, hello, 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 hello. We are having an interesting evening today. Why we're this late? Okay, so it's supposed to be a quick move over to Grand Cayman, and we have our friend over here in Cayman Airways flying the MAX over to Grand Cayman with us this evening. Listen, we're gonna jump right into it because we are already late. Fueling is going on right now, so let's jump right into the flight deck. A little bit very summer. Yeah, sir. So we're gonna jump right into the that lightning I just saw. All right, cool. All right, so this is gonna be a real quick. I'm gonna skip a couple of stuff just so we can get the flight on the way. I was having a little bit of issue there with GSX. But it was actually my fault. GSX was responding to an older file that was in there that was twisted the aircraft all sorts of. So we're in here right now, and we're just gonna get 139 Victor as our call sign and the type 139 Victor. Contact. So good evening, greetings, hello guys, welcome. What's going on? I hope you guys are doing well. We are going to take the A321, which is a mint version of the A321 for JetBlue, over to Grand Cayman. Flight time is approximately 1 hour and 8 minutes, so a pretty short flight from takeoff to touchdown is going to be 1 hour and 38 minutes, so a pretty short flight. Yo, what's going on, George? Welcome in. All right, let's look at the weather real quick. So I'm gonna be talking in and out, trying to get everything sorted out. So wind 11, 15, and 22. So we're using runway 10 right, since that is the closest to us. And we are taking the Luna 3 departure with Fundy as a transition. Maynard Fundy, and we're going to improve. Then we're going to be using CWC 100 at 14, so runway 08, and we use the RNAV runway 08 via the Goran 3, and we will use a 2V transition, and let's check that real quick and see what's going on. Yes guys, it is going to be a quick setup. The passengers are going to be boarding just now, so just checking the arrival into Grand Cayman, Robert. So we are coming in via a 2V, the 15-mile 15 DME arc runway 07. So we will enter via this waypoint, and then go into, let's see what the RNAV says. RNAV is saying a 2V Alona Mobic in, so let's do that. A 2V, then we're going to say via same a 2V, so let's see what our flight plan looks like. A 2V Goran, so let's remove all of this. Move the intercept, move that, also this. Check that against what we have here. So 2V, Alona, Mobic, Caesar. That is set. Insert. Let's check the top just to make sure our departure is in. Departure. This is in 3 departure. Take off from we're heading, then we make a right turn. Take off to Calypso, then we make a right turn direct to Asti. Then we are on Fundy, which is what's here. Great. So we'll leave that discontinuity for now, and then on to the next. So let's turn on our pump. Turn on the APU. 3-4 seconds. Turn. Keep the sliders on. And that is set. Good. Passengers boarding. Yep, passengers boarding and seated. So that is set. Let's see what our top of climb is. Top altitude is 4,000. Do we have any ATC on? Yes, we do. Miami 132. 132. So at least we have something. 132, 200. So that's good. 132. Let's continue with the setup. Just so I don't miss anything with this. So let's do the actually on Calypso. And we will do it. Arrival runway 1 left. Since that is the long way. No star, no VR. Check that. That looks about me. Boom. So right nav is good. Then we go to NFB. We have a 140. Right. That's actually 141. And 25. Fuel on board is 50. Check. Got that. Please. 6.6. So that you can check that. Let's check wind. Good. I believe the discontinuity is what's causing that 8.1 to be in amber. All right, so we are pretty much set up here. APU is running. Do we have that before? Yes. Good. All right, let's get some radio check going on here. Wow. So look at that. Look at that. So we tuned the frequency only to be told that it was short. Thinking, how can you just leave us like that, man? I hear you, bro. Just about to get on, man. GSX just kind of screwed me over for this flight, trying to stream it here. All right, no problem. We go to our CTAF. Have a good one.
Right, well, on the street, clear speed, change that 531 P2.8. See you guys.
Yeah.
Move.
CTAF for this number is. Am I blind? Yes, I am. It's 19.3. Wow. Couldn't see that a while ago. Alright, so it's 19.3. Looks like our homeboy over here is ready. So, are we ready to go? Passengers are almost ready to go. Good. See, this is what happens when you try to get rid of Alright, good. So let's just go to the weather real quick. So we're departing off of runway 10 right, and take off direct to Calypso, then we'll upgrade our vectors, whatever. Direct to Taxi, then down there, we're in our for our taxi this evening, we push back off the gate, and we need to get the ground chart. We then share that with us. So we push off of Gulf 8 on Delta, and we take Tango 8 to hotel, and we continue hotel all the way down to Hotel 5, Juliet, Juliet 1, and see, I'm forgetting something. So now I gotta run this, and so we calculate. We're departing with lap 2. And there we go. So progress WCR. Okay, so back with the briefing. So we're pushing Star Taxi out, then Juliet 1. For departure, flight level is 350, and we should have a pretty good flight out. Should. So whether over Cuba, that's about it. Heading into, so that's cool. Alright, 11 minutes out, 145, 135, 130 to 145, so we're almost there. So 130 to 145, so we're almost there. We can remove the ground power. Put on the traffic.
Station 5x5.
Thank you very much. Okay, so we got wonder if Cayman is ready. Alright, good. So we're just about ready, guys. We'll get some light lighting in this cabin. Here. Passengers are on board, so we are good to go. Just double checking the information here. So we got 141.0, 25.3. All right, perfect. So in it, perf on this side, light like that on the right side. All right, we're ready to go. Kfll-Mwcr.
Go ahead, Kfll-Mwcr.
All right, we all close up, ready to go.
Roger.
All right, good. So all we need to do here is close this part. Beacon. This is the thing. On. I'm running through these checklists real quick. So, cockpit preparation checklist, gear pin to cover the remove, fuel quantity is 15.1, seat signs are on, heaters is now, RF is 302. Get the latest number. Here, preparation checklist complete. Before session parking brake is set, takeoff speed is 133, 138, 2 up 0757. Windows closing lock, beacon light is on before session is complete. All right, let's go and push. Kfll-Mwcr, you want to push first or let me push?
Push ahead.
Roger, we'll begin push check. Pull out the traffic grid. Check through one. Take check push traffic, go fix. Good, so let's continue to pushback and let's see who goes left.
Release parking brakes, please.
All right, parking brake is released. Button.
Commencing push.
And start.
All engines clear. Start at will.
Roger, will start at will. Start at engine 1, then 2. All right, as per usual, we will continue. There is no, well, I'm seeing some weather, so that's the only threat right now, but it should be fine, but we check it out once we get there. All right, start engine number 1. These are RFE engines, so they will take a little bit longer to load than these CFM.
Please set parking brakes.
Oh, okay. Parking brake. That's weird. That's weird. Here's what we're gonna do. Haha, perfect opportunity to do a 1-engine taxi. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm not sure why GSX stopped us here, but that's fine. So what we'll do is we will do a 1-engine taxi, make a left turn out of the gate area here, and then allow for the cable to push. How does that sound? Right. Engine 1 is started.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
We'll do that.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
Roger, left is clear, right is clear. We'll do our checks. On the left, on the right. So, left, right. Up. Pull out of traffic. Okay, got 129 Victor, taxi to runway 10 right via Tango 8, Hotel 5, Juliet, Alpha, Juliet 1. Pull out the traffic. So let's see if where is she? Good. What's going on, JDJ? What's up? What's up? What's up? Good, so we get on taxiway Delta. The Delta. That's gonna be cool. Check 0. Alright, starting engine number 2. Okay, send me a message. You're in the group chat. You're in the group that we have, right? There we go. Oh, yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? Oh, Jair. Two. Fired up. Yeah, boy. I'm trying to try something here. We're trying to get out of that way, man. I can't. These engines take so long to start up that it just made sense to just do one engine taxi and then start up as we're taxiing. So that's great. All right, engine number 2 is started, so we can now. Cool. Let's do this disconnect tunnel. Check one more time. Good. That's really right. We are good to go. Alright, so we're taxiing straight ahead. And left on hotel. We should have done left on hotel 5, but that's fine. Ones on more people there, but we'll be alright.
Hi, it's Brian. That's the cabin's here for takeoff. Thanks.
That right. Yeah, the max isn't. Oh boy, we don't have that discussion today. Yeah, so the max is well, there's something that just came out just recently that spoke on max. So hopefully just now the update that it will make it a lot better. So we'll see how that. I did some weather around, so let's just run through a quick check. Gotta make sure we do this, or else I will be cussed out by the pilot gods on cruise. So for departure, if we get an entry file between 0 and 1, we'll stop, close the thrust first, and we will come to stop on the runway. That's the situation, and then make any announcements that are necessary. If we need to, we'll come back. Probably if we have to go stop, we'll stop. Taxi off. Juliet 8, if not, Juliet 9, high speed taxiway in terms of Juliet. If we go above V1, we will take the Parliament to the air, climb 3,000 feet, and then off. We've gone over the water, so we should be good. We will make any information or any adjustments that we need to, and then we will come back around. We have the 180 left, which is the longest runway on the secondary flight plan. So we'll be able to come back if we need to, and we'll land and exit once we can. If not, we'll come to a complete stop on the runway and call for services. There is some weather in the area. I see some lightning flashes out there, so we'll be mindful of that as we depart. Could be some chops on the way up. Once we get airborne, we'll then keep the steep ascent on still above 10,000 feet once we clear the clouds. And other than that, flight looks good to go. We got a good airplane. We're ready for departure. Questions? No questions. All right, good to go. For the traffic, the JBU139V Victor, line up runway 10 right for departure. All right. Real quick. Line up on runway 010 right. Just being our departure is 3, runway straight ahead. We will get vectors to first fix Calypso, then to Hudson. All you've seen all of this lightning strikes, man. Guys, I'll get to your comments just now. Andrew.
Traffic, American 2014 passenger runway 8, runway 10 right.
Hold on, traffic. JBU139V to take off runway 10 right via the main R3 departure. Alright, here we go, guys. Start the timer and let's go. Stable. Anflex 57 SRS runway outer thrust is blue. Knots. Okay. Love seeing that incline there. V1 rotate. Okay. Positive brake. Gear up. check flaps 1. Follow the traffic, JBU139 Victor, clear runway passing 1500. Climb to 350, join the departure. Follow the traffic, last call safe. Speed check, flaps up. Coming up to Calypso, and let's get a direct to Oxy. And autopilot 1. Weather going on here. The only thing that I don't too fancy about the simulator at times, because you can't feel you can't really feel this. Sometimes it feels real, other times it doesn't. But for right now, we're just kind of thought I saw the departure there, but that was an airplane near taxi. Miles from Oski, climbing through 8,000. Want to get about 10,000 people and do our checks. See the aircraft just bouncing all over the place. You can see the lights below here, going back to 106 coming up. Seems like a fun flight, isn't it? 10,000 feet, landing lights coming off. Ooh, and I forgot to take off the APU. That's great. Yo, what's going on, Matthew? Welcome, welcome up. It's a clean views. Appreciate it, appreciate it, appreciate it. Ah, this plane is just bouncing. So see what sounds remain on until we get to cruise, and we'll be fine. All right, let's see what's going on up here. See people talking about it. I can't even keep up. Matthew asking, all right, so went back up to iFly. It's not good. Yeah, the iFly is okay. iFly is all right. It's not a bad airplane. It's just that there are some things that are necessary for it to be a better airplane. So I would love for PMDG to come up with their airplane, but we all know that's going to be a while. We think, speculating, but it is what it is. They're dropping a new or an update, a huge update according to them. We don't know when, but they're testing now and getting prepared for release. So maybe the next few weeks. I don't know, maybe it's possible that a lot of the things that we would love to see may come right after FS Expo. So Flight Sim Expo is coming up in the next 2 or so weeks, and once that is done, there are a lot of people that are going to be a lot of developers that are going to be sharing their ideas of what they a lot of them use that particular weekend to announce certain things. So it is quite possible that some of these people will explain, and Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, the Asobo team, they will share what they have up their sleeves for us that's coming out shortly, whether it's hardware or freeware. So we'll see what's going on with that. Let's see what else, man. Yo, welcome with the lightning. Yo, Matthew, I don't know what's going on with the lightning, the weather. There is some weather around the Miami airport. I probably should have gone a bit more east based on where we are. But it is what it is. Maybe we can have a little rock and rolling going down to the Grand Cayman South. That's pretty cool. Yeah, they need to drop the 757, but I'm gonna be mad because I'm going on vacation pretty soon and I'm traveling. And how crazy would it be that my favorite aircraft drops when I am on vacation? So the stream probably won't see that until the end of August, somewhere around there. Because of course, you fly the aircraft, you gotta get acquainted with it before you put it on the stream. At least that's what I do. So I'll become familiar with the airplane first and then fly it. So somewhere around the 25th, 26th of August is when that would come to the stream, if it drops during the summer break. I'll be annoyed though. He said laptop live. The unfortunate thing is I don't have a laptop that's powerful enough to run Microsoft. So that is ouch. Coming up to 18,000 feet, then we'll go stand it all around. But yeah, that sucks. It really does. It really does, bro. But hey, it is what it is. What will happen is that I'll buy it, because buy it. All right, 1800, 18,000 standard set. Set twice, and we can set it the retime. Let's see if we can get a shortcut here. We're gonna go direct to Fundy. Should we? I'll go direct to Jabir. I think we can go direct to Jabir. Just cut on to Jabir. Let's see what our current distance is. 406. Going direct to Jabir. That one gives us 350. Look at that, 50 miles off. Great. But that's what we want to see. George says 757 talk. You listen, might not have to ban my moderator, you know. How dare you talk about the 757, man? No, it is the best airplane out. That airplane is so versatile. It is one of the most versatile airplanes ever built. I'm trying to understand, why is he trying to diss, man? It's one of the best airplanes ever built, dude. Listen, the A321 is a wannabe 757. Oh, this is a nice shot right here. I'm taking a picture. Nice. That's a beautiful shot. Yeah, the A321 is a wannabe 757, man. There's nothing better than the 757. If Boeing was supposed to do a particular upgrade, I think they would have done that on the 757, because you can repurpose the engines. Hey, you have the space. We're not going to talk about the Max saga, so that's fine. But you have the space to repurpose the 757 with better engines that will make it more efficient. But it's the best airplane. It's the best single aisle jet, George. Come on. What single jet other than the A321 Neo that can go across the water? So before the 321 Neos were a thing, and it's not no twin. It's not no twin. The 757 has more power than the. Okay, so these engines are similar to the 757 engines. Yes, okay, they're similar in terms of shape, but the RB21, RB211, yo, those things are a beast, man. They're much more powerful than the A321. The Neos are the only thing that makes it better right now. The Neos are only now being able to go across to Europe. The 739 can go across water. Yeah, it can, but is it going to be a comfortable ride though? I ain't against it, you know, just not my favorite. I get it, but it's my favorite airplane though. So you said ew, so we got to talk about it. You got to talk about it. It certainly isn't a category by itself. The 757 is just one. Listen, I've flown the 757 back in P3D days with the Quality Wings 757, and I flew from Raleigh-Durham to Charles de Gaulle. It was a pretty neat flight. 757 still has the highest thrust to weight ratio. Yeah, it's a great airplane, man. A great airplane. All they had to do was simply repurpose those engines, and it would have been just fine. Would have been fine. Would have been just fine. The 350, 787, 747 still can't touch with their single engines, right? In terms of making the 757 beautiful, it's something that would have been very nice. Why is that? Because some people made it an ASI not knocking. Yeah, that thing is a beast on departure. Check out some of those flights that are coming out of San Diego with the Airbus, not the Airbus, the 757 just blasted out there. Nasty stuff, man. What is going on with this wind, my guy? Loving the sunset. I'm wondering if Cayman Airways is getting all this bounce like I am. It's crazy. So I can't even release the flight attendants to give us the in-flight. It's crazy. If they would have made almost completely out of the wings. Okay, I suppose, but they didn't have to do a redesign of the 737, so to speak, other than just make it those crazy winglets at the end and change it. I'm supposing that they could have done it the same way they could have done it with the Max. I don't think that would have been an issue. In terms of the wind, get used to it. I flew through a Cat 4 hurricane. You are different. You are very different. Very different. I remember flying through the remnants of a storm back in, I don't remember the year. It was on a 727, 727. And all the captain said was, ladies and gentlemen, if you look out your right window, you see those clouds over there. That is the remnants of a Hurricane Debbie. I said, you are brave, my guy. But of course, with the checks and balances of the weather and so on, we would have been fine. We didn't actually, I don't remember feeling any bumps or anything like that, but you could see the difference between fair weather and the nasty weather. I was like, yes, the beauty of sitting at the wing. I was in an accident. It was that. You mean an accident flying through the category 4? I think he wanted to do that though, man. Jaheem wanted to do that, so don't blame the accident. Don't blame it on an accident at all. All right, let's check our progress. We are 330 in a direct line from Owen Roberts Airport. If you're just joining, welcome, man. Bro, nice. I can't pronounce that. Hey man, I see you got your power back. Yeah, I did, man. It came on like 30 minutes after but I just was not interested in flying. You know, I'm sure it's not just me. Whenever something happens, you have the mode of wanting to fly, and the moment that something goes wrong, it just does not. It just moves your mood. You're just like, okay, I'm done. I was actually willing to wait, but it would have been, based on what was happening, I was working all day, and there's some pole that caught fire at the point in time, and then the power went because the people said that they had to suppress the current in the air, the electricity in the air. So they didn't know how long that was going to take for them to do that, so just had to wait. And by the time that it came back on, it was after 8 o'clock. I said, nope, not tonight. By a certain time of the night, the evening, because I'm so busy during the day, if I'm not airborne by, let's say, 7:30, 7:45, chances are it's not happening. Unless it's an overnight flight, that's 9 hours, then the departure is roughly between 10 and 11 o'clock at night, and then I will leave at that time. Other than that, if it's a short flight and I'm tired, that's a no-go. That is a no-go. Okay, so we have some tailwinds. That's probably what was going on. The shifting in winds coming on there, and we're not 478 ground speed. Coming through flight level 307. And that's another thing I realized, especially with these engines, they're slow to climb to altitude. Once you get above flight level 250, this thing takes forever to get to altitude, especially if it's heavy. The 757, you bet I'd have been at flight level 350 5 minutes ago. Tell me if I'm lying, George. I would have been at flight level 350 in a heartbeat. It was there, I thought I could sleep. I ended up in the middle of it. Ooh, that's crazy, Jay. I think your purpose. Now the 777W, that's my heart. So you and my homeboy Tyrone can live. I prefer the 200. Same thing for the 757. Prefer the 200, man. It's a shorter plane, sweeter plane. It just looks better. The plane's just too long. Way too long. Way too long. Yeah. Drone is retaken, has subbed in. Thank you so much for the sub, bro. Welcome. Appreciate it. The 777-200 is my preferred 777 type. I don't know how I feel about the 777Xs yet. Once that comes out, whenever that comes out, maybe I'll end up liking it. The only thing I like is the idea of folding the wings. So you land and you're like, see the folding wings and fold up. Great. That would be cool to see upon landing at an airport. The 757-200 version I like. The 767, the 200 is kind of short and stubby. So the 300 and the 400, if I had to pick, the 300 is where I'll be. The 300 is a sweet spot. Then you have the 787-8, 9, and 10. The 787, I prefer the Dash 8. The Dash 9 is okay. The Dash 8 is okay, but the Dash 10, again, that's at the 777W. It's just long. Nah, if we're talking the 777-200 LR, yeah, I love that. 200 AR, but W is my heart, and then the 200 LR. Great. 752 and 700, fair. 752 and the 763, yeah. Those are really, really cool. All right, flight level 340, just getting the cruise altitude. And we'll be sitting here chilling for a little bit. Flight level 3, you know. Didn't realize that we have. I didn't realize Jahiva, you're flying along with me. You're the American 2014. So I guess Cayman Islands and the American flying the entire world. So I took the shortcut. And the Limujii 747 to come out. You know something? The 747 is not a bad airplane. I just don't care for it. I doubt that I'll be flying. If I do get the 747, it's only going to be for cargo ops. I just don't. Same thing for the 777 LR. I don't fly it because the only airline that I really fly for that has it would have been Delta, and Delta retired those years ago. So I am not interested in flying the LR unless it's the cargo. We could probably do some cargo ops sometimes in the future. It's gonna slow down really quickly at work in the next few weeks, and so I could probably do a couple of flights, short flights in the LR, just do some cargo hops in the 777 LR. I might even do some LR flight, not LR, some cargo ops in the 737-800. We could probably do some cargo ops, get the Air 7 livery, and do some cargo ops. Guys, if you aren't already in the server, the Discord server, feel free to join. It's really a cool place for us to hang out. Sometimes we have some interactive sessions, especially talking about flying at Maxim. So feel free to join so we can also get that information out there. We could send you when we'll have those sessions again. Also, there's a section there that you could let me know if you like a particular route that you'd like to see on the stream. Feel free to share it there. There's a section there as well for requested flights, and we do our best to get that done on the stream for you. We are just rocking. We're just rocking. We're just rocking. A320 is rocking. San Francisco to FCT. Are you trying to say to go to Cape Town? By the LR. Yeah, I'll do the LR on the cargo routes, but not the. Yeah, not about that. Cape Town. Yeah, so Cape Town is CPT. So that's a. That's. Is that possible in the LR? I'm not even sure. How long would that flight be from San Francisco to Cape Town though? That's a long flight. That sounds like a 19-hour flight. Yeah, you pushing that, bro. Yeah, Air Canada uses the LR, but I don't fly for those. Even my other VIA, they have the LR there. They have Air India. I don't think they have India, but they have Air Canada. I don't fly. It's 17 hours. That seems short. From San Francisco to Cape Town. You sure? Yeah, but which direction are you going to be going for that? That still sounds short. I am pretty sure these people are trying to figure out why this airplane is rocking like this in the clear view. So there's clear air turbulence, we know that, but man. But then again, the weather map did share that. So we're heading over Cuba. There is that area of disturbance from surface to flight 450. So we'll probably get some tail end of that. But we we are getting some tailwinds, which is pretty cool. Oh, so yes, we get some tailwinds now, and some headwinds as we get into Grand Cayman. Okay, we're gonna go direct to UCL. If you guys are watching, you could probably do the same thing. Go direct to UCL. Give us a kind of clear shot. So we're almost at our eagle time point. So let's see what's happening here. 261 nautical miles out. So another 10 minutes or so, we'll do the approach briefing so that we can get ready for our descent. Which direction would you be going though, Jahib? Is it from San Francisco going up, going east? Then all the way. That still sounds short though. What's the distance on that? You see Cuba in the distance there. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the winds, man. The wind just tossing the plane out. Barbuda Express between Antigua and Barbuda. That is cool. Yeah, I was asking you what's the distance between the San Francisco, what's the great circle map distance for between San Francisco and Cape Town? So it's 18-hour flight time. Yeah, 9,000 nautical miles. Yeah, that's about 18 or 19 hours, man, at minimum. And what is the? It had to be a very light airplane, a very light and fully loaded inside of fuel for the 777-200 LR in order to do that, or else you might have to do a technical stop. The 787-9 could probably do it as well because they have the range, but I'm not, because the Sydney to New York, not sure what that distance is, but that would be the longest run. That's about 20 hours. So if that is approximately the same distance, then the 787-9 could probably do that same thing. Okay guys, so we're at our equal time point, which means we are 230 miles away. It's 500 miles outside its mouth. Yeah. That seems a bit much for the 777 LR. But you'll be pushing it if you can. It has to be really, really light loaded. right, 200 miles out from runway 8 in a straight shot. All right, we can begin looking at our approach information. Singapore to JFK is 8,000 miles in an A350 900 ULR, and they have all business class seats on that. So yeah, it has to be configured a particular way, and then you can't have any issues with weather because that's going to be something else. All right, so guys, we are heading into Owen Roberts International Airport. We are using the Gorin 3 arrival via a 2V, and from a 2V we'll go down via the Gulf 448 to 17 miles out, and we make a right turn if we're using the actual 15. We're actually going to put that in there, that 15 nautical mile arc around the Owen Roberts VOR, the Grand Cayman VOR, and then we will fly the RNAV from a 2V instead. So it's the RNAV from a 2V via Alona, where our max is going to be 230 knots, and then to Mobix. We cross Mobix at 1500, but we're going to see, so we're 6 miles from between Atovi and, between Alona and Mobix, so we should cross Alona at or above 3,000 feet. We can cross Mobix above 1,500 because we have 5 miles between Mobix and Caesar to be at 1,500, and then we start the descent, the 3-degree down into Owen Roberts. Alright, so once we get onto the Mobix intersection, over Mobix intersection, we will then activate the RNAV into Owen Roberts. More than likely we will do a visual approach. We'll switch from the RNAV into a visual approach for runway 08. Upon landing at the airport, we're landing runway 08. We roll all the way to the end and we'll exit via the Gulf, then taxi Gulf Foxtrot, and then we will park at this chart. There we go. So we're parking at stand 5. So we take Golf, Foxtrot, and then to stand number 5. For our approach into the autumn approach, if we do a missed approach, we come straight ahead to 1,500 feet, then turn right direct to Mobix and hold, and then we'll revisit the approach into runway 08. There is traffic coming in behind of us, so we'll have to do some sequencing and communication for that. Outside that, let's look at 1,400, which is our MSA, and the transition altitude is 17,000. The Owen Roberts tower is 118.0, so let's do that now. 118 nothing. Since TTAF is in the Caribbean, let's collect the current ATIS. Current ATIS in Owen Roberts is time is, there's the 50, so that is the latest. Current wind is 090 at 12, and visibility is great. Scanning at 1,800. Temperature 29, 24 dew point, QNH 1012. Let's go ahead and now set up the approach. 84 miles out, so 1012. Wind is 090 at 1. Is it? 2. Temperature is 170. And since it is going to be over 10 knots, we'll have 148 for our pre-approach. And our barrel is 6. Nope, 710 since we're kind of going to see. 710. Alright, that's set up. So now 79 nautical miles to go. We'll start descend. We'll initiate descend at 30 nautical miles out. We can get that smooth descent going on. And what else? Let's go into approach check. RF is set 101. Let's set now. Set. Give us on this arm minimum is 710. On a break is going to be, let's look at that. That. Current weight is 150. Let's call it right about 150. Apply the weather. So we need to do medium brake, auto low reverse, and we'll use 50.1 of the runway 5,000 feet of the runway for landing. We have a distance of 7,867. So that's more than enough stopping distance for us on runway. So we have 7867. There's a displaced threshold, so that should have been shorter than that. But nevertheless, we will find that we just roll all the way to the end runway of runway 26, and then exit via Gulf. Then Gulf Foxtrot to the right. Jalen says not used to fly the air. They're pretty easy. They are pretty easy. When's the last time you flew one? So we are 17 from the Kfll-Mwcr VOR. Then we'll begin our descent once we cross that. 61 miles out of go. Going into the Airbus scares you. Why? It scares you. Talk to them. Why? This flight deck is one of the easiest you can find. See, okay, so there are two different philosophies, right? So of course in the Airbus, I'm not lit. How do I put that in proper English? An unlit upper panel is good. No lights is great. That is the philosophy of the Airbus. If there are no white lights, we're good to go. If there are amber lights or green lights, then that's the issue. I'm not saying I'm not saying I'm not used to seeing you flying. Oh, well, I've actually been flying this more on the stream, really. I've flown a couple of flights for. I'm trying to vary it. I really try to vary it because right now I was having a discussion with another one of my pilot friends, where the Airbus right now is the FENIX, more specifically, is one of my favorite planes to fly in the sim right now on the Airbus side, and I more so fly the 320s and the 321s. I am waiting patiently for them to release the Neo versions, because once the Neos come out, then yeah, we're gonna be pumping on those flights. I should probably understand. We're gonna be running we're gonna be running a lot of those Neo flights once those come out, because there are a lot more flights available in terms of cross country and cross continents and cross oceans with the Neos. All right, coming over the Kfll-Mwcr VOR. So in a little while we're going to begin our descent, and let's set our speed brake. They need to drop that soon. Yeah, man, they need to really drop that because I'm not interested in spending money twice. So even though there's the urge to get the FS Labs, I am not interested in spending money twice. So however long it takes, I mean, if they want to wait until after I get back from vacation and drop it, hint, hint, Phoenix, then no problem. But I don't think it's I could wait a little bit. I can fly the Airbus A321s as they are now until the Neos drop for Phoenix, and then go from there. Boy, give me any 737, 787, obviously, especially is why it's good. Airbus is not bad though. It's really simple. All right, 37 miles out, and I need was to set this. So we're gonna cross Alona. All right, so Mobic says, all right, so let's do 2,500 here as a hard altitude. And then Alona, let's see, Alona is at 4,000. All right, so let's do that, just monitor it. Then we just use open descent for that. All right, so let's begin our descent down to 11,000 initially. And we'll do descent, nav. Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight, this is your captain speaking. We are just begun our descent down into the Owen Roberts Airport. Current weather in Owen Roberts, we have the winds coming out of the east. A little gusty there, coming up from the east. Clear skies, scattered clouds, temperature of 29 degrees. Beautiful night to fly into Owen Roberts. Once again, thank you for choosing JetBlue on your next flight to anywhere in the world. We hope to see you on the next time. Flight since prepared aircraft for great. I remember money on the FS Lab, not knowing Phoenix had plans for that. Yeah, I'm just not about that. Can't do it. Nah, not spreading Airbus propaganda. Bruh. the 75, this all the air. Once you learn one Airbus, with the exception, let me make sure I put this plug there. With the exception of the A350 and the A380, all the Airbus FMCs are the same, from the 318 all the way to the 340s. They are the absolute same. Once you learn it once, you've learned it. Similarly, once you've learned the FMC for the Boeing, you've learned them all. When I first started flying payware, I first started with the PSS A340. Now, I thought the Boeing was difficult, but when I started with the PSS 340, 330, it became very easy. Then I switched over to the 767, learned the 767. Now they're slightly different in terms of the Boeing. So they're slightly different with the 737, the 767, the 757, and the 777. Their layout is a little bit different, but it's largely the same. So once you learn it once, you can easily navigate it. This is a pretty simple box to learn. The input is slightly different, and it will take getting used to, but it's the same. Maybe what I can do is show the difference in terms of putting it, because now we don't use it's weird. I remember back in the day when we first started these payware, you had to input everything. So imagine you doing an 8-hour flight and you have to put in all the waypoints. Man, that is just crazy. You sit down and have to go through doing waypoints to airways and the like. Now you just call up the information from your dispatch and you're good to go. Saves you time, which is why we would have been able to get off the ground so quickly. So it's nice to be able to do, but on a shorter flight, I'll probably just put that in so that we can see the difference in both of them. Or you can't even do a barrel roll in an Airbus. No, you can't, because the aircraft is going to protect itself. But like Matthew said, if it's in normal law, you won't be able to do that. You have to do that in alternate law, and it has to be degraded all the way to where you've taken off all of the restriction, all the protection. It's alternate 1 and I think alternate 2. Yeah, you have to remove all of the protections to be able to do a barrel. The airplane will not allow you to do it, especially if it's in direct law. You can't. Definitely cannot. He said this is why Boeing is better. See, it's you Boeing pilots that just want to do all kind of crazy stuff, huh? You're special, Jahi. You're special. All I'm telling you, don't be trying to barrel the 737 behind it. Don't do it. If it ain't going, you ain't going, huh? Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think that's what it is. If it ain't Boeing, he's definitely not Boeing. I was once like that. With the 757 be my favorite. People think that I'm a diehard Boeing fan. I'm really not. I like both. Both of them have their own uniqueness, and that's fine. You carry passengers. Why would you want to do a barrel? Hey, listen. I don't know what Jaheem is trying to do, Jalen, but it's crazy. Trying to do too much back there. All rubbish traffic. JBU139V Victor. Out of flight level 2, niner for 11,000 initially. On the RNAV runway 08 via a 2V, across the 2V at about 5,000. Then via the RNAV runway 07. We'll call this out. Going rubber traffic. Passengers get a free roller coaster in the air. Yeah, and then we just have to charge. Americans gonna have to charge you with all the cleanup once you land. They're gonna have a phone call for you, a phone number for you once you land. Creative thinking. Remind me that once I hear your name over the intercom as the pilot flying, I'm gonna ask them to put me out. Like, air stop, plane stop, please. Do a barrel roll and you get a number. 88 nautical miles from the field. We are doing very well. Our time. Let's see if I can make it before the time. It is now 49 minutes, 55 seconds. That time is supposed to be an hour and 8 minutes. Are you coming to the field? Nope. No, sir. You're on your own with that one, sir. Let's check this weather. The weather remains the same, 1012. Very good. It would have been cool if we had some ATC from Kingston Center. Just imagine now that we're getting closer to Grand Cayman. The airplane, I was about to say the airplane stopped shaking, but I guess not. Beautiful mint livery. I was looking the other day for blue for good, but somehow the creator had not updated the paint for 2024, so I can't fly blue for good. I'm gonna have to try and use another non-winglet special livery for JetBlue. That's a better view. And there's Grand Cayman in the distance. Who is that? Just popped up out of nowhere. Yeah, the mint livery is pretty nice. Pretty nice. This guy just popped out of nowhere. I don't even know what he's flying. Passing to 17,000, we are then set to local altimeter 1012. Grand Cayman traffic, United, Grand Cayman traffic JetBlue 139er Victor is 2 miles from a 2V, continue descent down to 5,000. To cross alone at about 5,000, JetBlue 139er Victor. Right, local sets and sets 1012. Continue to descent to 5. That is I guess he's on. Traffic heading into Grand Cayman. What aircraft type? Traffic that just called. What's your aircraft type? Roger. He's looking at you. Another prop. Guys, don't quote me. I don't know these small things. I really don't get too mad. Alright, so we're getting down to 13,000. We're going to do open climb now and slow the aircraft down to 250 so we don't bust through. What's going on with this rocking though? I guess this is the roller coaster that you're talking about there, Raheem, because I cannot see why we're rolling. We're just rocking and rolling. let's do some fixing here. PCM. And we do a 50 nautical. There we go. Hello, is explain on. This is MSM. He's going to Cayman traffic. Cayman as well. He's headed down to 6,000. Very realistic. Yeah, I can't call these names sometimes. But yeah, it's are you gonna start a war, Jaheem? Okay, so they both have their own uniqueness. El Fantasmita TV. What's the difference? Better physics or flight problem? People will argue that the X-Plane has better physics. It might be because I don't use X-Plane. I've flown it once in my life years ago and it was nice. But in terms of the airplanes and so on, there are too many airplanes there and they're really expensive. So that's one of my deterrents there. I just can't. All right, descending through 10,000 just now. So let's go ahead and descend or reduce our speed to 230. It should be 230. But let's see. Let's reduce to 230. We're 17 from Alona, and based on what we have here, we shouldn't be more than 230 knots once we get over Alona. So let's continue slowing down. Let's help the airplane with some speed brakes. Or you sound like a man. I'm good. I don't need all those planes either. It would be nice to have the E-Jets as well. There is an E-Jets for Microsoft Flight Sim 2020, but I am not about to be spending all that money for something that's not finished. There's a lot of buttons like let me drive a Cessna with an instructor. Far that but it gets easier once you know what you're doing, then it should be fine. All right, so we got the traffic over there, so he's cool, and we may have to slow this a bit more because he's gonna be sometimes this is where we have the challenge. All right, so we slow down to 220. He's doing 180. All right. Dealt traffic. JetBlue 139er Victor is switching to CTF 118.0, and we'll monitor for the traffic landing at Grand Cayman. Our speed now is 220. You said you're going to 180. Switching over to 18 method. So he's there. Yeah, I'm definitely having a roller coaster. It's just 5x5. So we're gonna extend we're gonna make a right downwind and then come back around to Mobix. Give us some time to get it. So we maintain 220. think we should be fine. It's at the water. It's at 2,000 feet, so we should be fine. We should be fine. We should be fine. We should be fine. Been a minute for me. Yo, what's going on, Carb Fly Channel? Yeah, it's been a minute, bro. Welcome, welcome. What happens if you make a speed excess OG alarm or your vehicles? It doesn't really have a problem. It's just that there are some restrictions. You try to fly real world, so you wanna at least. Roger, thank you so very much. JBU139V Victor, continue descent down to 3,000. We'll make a left at Moavii to join the RNAV visual final runway 08. We'll call establish. Camera traffic. There really isn't going to be any bells and whistles. I mean, if you overspeed, then there's another tape that's on the top that you don't want to do, and you can cause stress on the engines as well. But there's some restrictions that you want to maintain when you're flying below 10,000 feet, which is 250 in most cases, unless otherwise stated by ATC. All right, so we're going to reduce now to 180 and descend down to 2,500. All right, speed brake, speed check. That's one. And we're going to arm the approach. Speed check, flaps 2. So we are well above the line this we need to get down. So let's see if we can help get down to 2,500 quickly, so we can get our lateral and a vertical going. Looks so dark, bro. How patterns can we work with? As a matter of fact, having it this dark is actually better for a visual because the lights is what's going to. So you'll see once we get on file, you can see it's actually better when it's darker. All right, so we sent the 2,500. We're actually pretty good now. The aircraft is actually flying the approach, so we'll allow it to do so. Speed brake is armed. Cable traffic, JBU139V Victor is 1 mile from Moavii. We'll make a left to join the final runway 07 for the correction 08 for the RNAV runway 08. We'll call fully final. Sure. Hey.
2,500.
Check. Alright, so we're gonna clear the land. So we're going to miles out. Gear down. Roger, thank you so much. JBU139V Victor is 6 mile final runway 08. Right. Juice. Speed check. About 3. Basically, the biggest 777 will we'll see what we can do. Flaps full. Landing checklist. Landing checklist. Ecam. No blue. Landing checklist complete. Human traffic, JBU139V Victor is short final runway 3 miles out.
$1,000.
Okay.
$100 above.
Check.
Minimum.
Continue.
$500.
Check. My airplane.
Retard.
Speed brakes up. Reverse the screen, decel. Versus lights out. At 1 hour and 9 minutes, so I'm a minute late. All right, cool. So we are down. Nice. Cable traffic, JetBlue 139 Victor is clear of runway 08. Guys, the runway is all yours. I don't know if it's enough grease there, but try your best. Them wins, boy. Them wins kicking me, man.
Yeah, I saw.
Let's get to the air.
Traffic came on to stopping on that straight. Correction 8 miles. Sunova.
Starting the APU. 1, 2, 3. That should be 4. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Grand Cayman, where the local time is 9:24. Let's get gate number 5, please. Why not? Ooh, that was crazy. And this is actually perfect timing in how we're doing the flights. You don't necessarily need the ATC once you're paying attention. So I'm not sure what Jaheim is going to do, because that's him behind there. You have him and 106 is on final. Let's see how that's going to work. Gate 5. Yo, what's going on there, Joseph? Welcome, welcome, welcome. What if I can land, park real quick so I can watch the game and like. Terrible turn, man. The brake is set. Got some time to run this checklist real quick. APU is on, and we can start the engines. I'm at hour and 23. Alright, let's watch the kids now. But that wasn't a very good park. That's okay. I parked though. Alright, let's get the watch the guys as this happens. Don't worry, no kind of air killing. Very well. Alright, Easy does it with the Boeing 737 touchdown. Nice. Very nice, Cayman. Very nice.
Cayman Island traffic. American 214 is on 10 miles. It's very neat.
Up in a wheelie there, man. That was pretty decent. This is what happens now with the American Airlines. All right, cool. I give you that, bro. Yeah, El Fantasma. It's really nice. It's having the flight simulator makes it so much better. You're just able to. It makes the way how they make it these days. It makes it feel real, and that's the whole idea. So the planes that we use right now are called payware, and those they represent the real thing as far as the simulation will allow. Some persons will do it study level, others will just whip something together and throw it up, but we don't really care for those. We prefer to have those that we pay our money for, and it flies right. That was excellent, bro.
Thank you.
I don't even know what my landing rate was. Let's go my landing rate. My landing rate was minus 245. I'll take it. See these passengers getting off to the ramp. Almost similar to what I was there in real life. That's cool. Let's check out this. It's like if you are with your real with the yep, it definitely is, bro. As real as it gets. I'm forgetting which sim said that. Was it FS98? Oh, okay, I'm dating myself here. One of the sims says as real as it gets. I think it's FS98 that says that. Here comes the 737 Max. I don't know why I don't have. I'm gonna have to check that model match it because he's using a Max. But it's not showing up as a Mac. Oh, someone just spawned in.
Cayman traffic. American chemical fees on 2 miles line.
First time I played a with 2006 really nice. Yes, sir. Ever 2004, yeah, I think, yeah, it was probably 2004, as real as it gets. Now, look at that. 5x5. That deserved a picture. That definitely deserved a picture. Let's see. All right, there we go. All right. Oh, he's landing. I see that, bro. I see that. Hold on. Beautiful. But this is what it's all about, guys. We've just brought 3 planes from Fort Lauderdale. Love the fact that we use different airlines. It makes it even more fun. Where you have a JetBlue, Cayman Airways bringing home the airplane, and the American flight, not as realistic because the American would have come out of Miami. Nevertheless, I am so grateful for the company, guys. It was lovely having you guys come along with us on this flight. If you enjoyed, hit that like button, give us a little like, they would appreciate it. If you haven't already done so, hit the subscribe button as well. And also, once you hit the subscribe button, smash the notification bell, can't talk, so that you don't miss the next time that we go live. It is always a great day here on the Aviator 268 channel, and guys, I hope that you continue to have a beautiful rest of the evening, or whatever time of day it is. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I hope that you will have a fantastic one. Until the next time, we'll see you. Good night.